My name is James Medcalf. I'm a Leicester kidney doctor and I'm here at UK Kidney Week in order to talk about the UK Renal Registry annual report. The UK Renal Registry is an audit organisation which has been working in the UK for about 25 years. And our primary things that we report, the things that would be normal in an annual report, would be about the number of new people starting dialysis or the number of people who are having dialysis or transplantation. So this year, in our annual report, as you might expect, sadly very influenced by COVID. So this year, for the first time, we had a levelling off of the number of new people starting on dialysis or transplanted. That's despite years of steadily upward growth. We had a very disrupted year for transplantation. So the proportion, the number of people who started off their renal replacement therapy being transplanted was lower this year than previous years. And perhaps the more hopeful conclusion was that in place of that, we did have an increase in the proportion of people who started on home dialysis, and particularly peritoneal dialysis. So overall, less transplantation, overall less people starting off on dialysis than in previous years, but an increase in the proportion of who chose peritoneal dialysis in particular as a home-based dialysis treatment. Going forwards, I think the truthful thing to say is that we don't know. Time will have to tell us, won't it? The indications are that in the next year, the year after our report, for which we don't have full data yet, but that there's quite a lot of suggestion that the numbers of people starting dialysis have recovered to more normal levels. So I suspect that we're going to find that by our next annual report in a year's time, that the number of people starting on dialysis will have gone back up again. Home therapies, well, it would be fantastic. It would be fantastic to think that if one of the positive things that had come out of a desperate situation was that more people chose home therapies. But, and again, maybe as an aside, there are other drivers to that. Patient groups would support the idea that if a person was suitable to have a home-based dialysis, that would be second best to transplantation, but nonetheless a good option, and that's being supported by changes within NHS commissioning, for example, where people would, the Renal Services Transformation Programme, getting it right first time, would similarly prioritise kidney services to provide more home therapies. One of the future hopes for the Renal Registry is that we will have more information about what happens to people before they start on renal replacement therapy or are transplanted. So at the moment, the vast majority of data we have is about people who have got to that point of having either dialysis or transplantation. But we know that there are a lot of people, particularly in the UK, a lot of people who would actively choose not to have renal replacement therapy, conservative care. And we don't know at the moment a great deal about those people, but we're hoping that by understanding more about those people, we can get better answers to the earlier points there. What does happen to people if they haven't chosen dialysis or transplantation in the future?